everybody, again with international harmonization. In this video we will discuss the last two sections of this chapter, other international bodies and the International Accounting Standards Board. Previously we discussed the role of International Accounting Standards Committee. The main role of this committee was issuing the International Accounting Standards. Actually, they couldn't play this role or take this responsibility of issuing the International Accounting Standard without supporting of international bodies. Let us discuss the international bodies, international accounting bodies one by one. Let us start by International Federation of Accountants, as known IFAC. This body came being in 1977, and they were formed by the World Congress of Accountants. Also, World Congress of Accountants played an important role in establishing the International Accounting Standard Committee. And it's important to mention that previously in 1972 they were called the International Coordination Committee for Accountancy Profession, ICAP. They were performed by or replaced by International Federation of Accountants in 1977. And it's also important to mention that what's the responsibility of international or of IFAC. They have three or four main areas or rules. First one, setting of international standard for auditing. International auditing and the responsibility given to International Auditing and Assurance Standards Board under the umbrella of IFAC itself. Also, they are responsible to issue the ethics standard. In addition to education standards, we have something called International Accounting Standard, International Education Standard, Accounting Education Standard Board, International Accounting Education Standard Board. I'm sorry. They are responsible, or this board also under the umbrella of IFAC. In addition to management accounting, they have many issues related to these four areas. And the responsibility given to International Accounting Standard Committee to produce or to issue International Accounting Standard Board. Also, it's important to mention that we have accounting international study group. They were performed by Canada, UK, and the US. They have many negotiations in 1966, and they became part of the board or the committee that responsible or decided to establish or founded the International Accounting Standard Committee. Also, they had played important role in establishing the International Accounting Standard Committee. Third one, let us move to International Organization of Securities Commission. I believe that this one played an so important role to let the international accounting standards be obligated by or adopted by many financial markets around the world, where they was founded in 1983, and they have a kind of agreement between International Accounting Standard Committee to minimize the option of accounting and minimize the accounting alternative, aim to make it adopted by different financial market around the world. They have this important rule, and in 1993 something around the 10 standards has been revised according to the recommendation of International Organization of Securities Commission. After that, the international accounting standards started to be obligated or to be adopted by different financial market around the world. Also, European Union. Let us move to the next one. European Union. In 2005, they adopted or they decided to make international accounting standard obligated by their financial market. So here we are talking about different parties around the world play an important role to make international accounting standard adopted by the financial market, different financial market. Again, to summarize it, International Accounting Standard Committee founded in 1973, and they started to issue their financial statement by something around 1977. After that, IFAC support them to continue their rule. Also, European Union, in addition to the International Organization of Security Commission, they played an important role because they adopted the international accounting standard and they pushed the international or financial markets around the world to adopt the the international accounting standards. Now let us move to the last point of this chapter, the International Accounting Standards. Here in 1973, International Accounting Standard Committee were founded by the members we mentioned in the previous videos. But in 2001, many factors coming up. The discussion is what's the exact role of the committee, or what's the perspective of issuing the standards. When we issue or when we establish the International Accounting Standard Committee, they focus on the accounting treatment. But here in the new century, after the new century has been started, we need, or the culture has been moved to, we need information. We need to know how to present the information. For that, right now they focus on financial reporting. So we move from accounting treatment perspective into preparing the financial reporting perspective. According to this discussion and the issues came up in that time, such as Enron and the crisis in 2000 and the previous financial crisis, we started to discuss, or we have started to discuss, the differences between account or the needs of moving from accounting treatments to financial reporting. Also, there are some internal reasons to change from International Accounting Standard Committee to International Accounting Standard Board, such as reducing the load on the part-time board representative. We discussed it in the previous period. The members of the International Accounting Standard Committee represented by different countries, each one or each country or each member delegated by 2 or 3 part-time person. So here, when we move from IASC to IASB, one of the reasons to reduce the load on the part-time representatives, also enabling a wider group of countries and organizations to be member. We expand the board or the board of members of the International Accounting Standard Board. Also, our last one, increasing the degree of partnership with national standard setters. In addition to these examples, also you have to be careful the reasons, or the most important one the changing of the perspective, moving from the accounting treatment to financial reporting because of the issues of Enron, such as Enron and the financial crisis. Let us see the hierarchy of the board. Here at the top we have monitoring board. They are responsible on International Financial Reporting Standards Foundation. This foundation present the responsibility of issuing the standards to International Accounting Standard Board. They are responsible to issue International Financial Reporting Standard right now. Also, we have International Financial Reporting Standard Interpretation Committee. In addition to Small Medium Enterprise Implementation Group. On the same line, or on the other side, we have International Financial Reporting Standards Advisory Council. They provide advice to International Accounting Standard Board when they need to, or when they issue their standards. Here there is important point you have to be careful. We have right now we have International Accounting Standards and we have International Financial Reporting Standards. From 1977, International Accounting Standard Committee started to issue their standards until 2001, and they issue it under something called International Accounting Standards. They focused on accounting treatment. When they move or converted into or replaced by International Accounting Standard Board, they issue their standard by International Financial Reporting Standard. Now the point is, still International Accounting Standards, some of them still are effective. Right now we have 41 has been issued by International Accounting Standard Committee under IAS. Around 25 of them until now still effective, and we have to adopt it when we prepare our financial statement. Right now we have 17 International Financial Reporting Standard has been issued at the moment. One of them will be replaced by International Financial Reporting Standard number 17. Number 17, IFRS 17 replaced, as I remember, International Financial Reporting Standard number 4. For that, we are talking about something around 42, the group of effective international standard. 25 of IAS is still effective, and something around 16 IFRS is still effective. We are talking in total about something 42. We are talking about 42 effective standards. Right now we have, or I provided a brief about the harmonization or international harmonization. We discussed the harmonization itself, why we need it. Then we discussed the role of International Accounting Standard Committee, the role of the international bodies. Until now, it's enough. Let us see you. Let us move to the next chapter and see you in the coming